in this game. It's the Aggies with the basketball in their deep blue jerseys and the silver trim, going left to right in the second half. And it's McEwen to dribble handoff to Moore. A give and go down low. Brandon Clark up to contest and swat the ball away from Janisic. Norbert Janisic on a quick give and go from Jalen Moore. Thought he had something, and Brandon Clark said, no, you don't. On the inbound, it's Merrill for our mid-range jumper on the baseline. And he's had something all game long. He's got 14 in the first half, 16 now overall. He has been absolutely stellar for Utah State. Here comes Terrell Brown now. Had some separation, didn't pull the trigger on a three, and a bounce pass into the block, and a toss for Ryan Welledge, cutting through the defense, spins around, and drops one through with a right hand. Ryan Welledge back in on the score sheet. After he hit 2 shots in the first half, Jalen Moore, a bounce pass to the elbow, trying to post up with his back to Brandon Clark, backing him down as Janisic turns on a right shoulder, throws up the hook shot. It was no good. Hit off the front of the rim and rebounded by Brandon Clark. Clark to Brown. Brown to Welledge. Dribble handoff. Thornton accelerates to the free throw line. Kicks it out to Brown once more. Good closeout from McEwen to guard against Brown. And with 15 seconds on the shot clock, he backs up to the logo at midcourt. Here comes Hillsman now. Pulls up for the 16-foot jump shot. Rattles off the front of the rim. Rolls around the left side of the rim. It would not go. Skying for the rebound is McEwen. Hits the brakes in between the circles and floats it right side for Dargenton. Now over to the left. Crosses over with a high right hand, steps back for the mid-range jumper, and it's good is Sam Merrill. Somebody stop that man. He is so composed to the way he's playing. A silent assassin is number 3 in blue right now. Brandon Clark pivots to his left. Brown catches with a left hand, looks for the give and go. It was not there, so around it goes for Ryan Welledge on the perimeter. Isaac Thornton almost lost the dribble, and outside it comes with 8 seconds to shoot. Brown, 5 seconds to shoot now. Blind pass to Brandon Clark. Doesn't know how much time is left. Takes the mid-range jumper. Tried to bank it down. It wouldn't go. Rebounded by Merrill. And another uncontrolled real possession there from the Spartans as Isaac Thornton breaks up the pass on a lob to Janisic down low. Thornton couldn't hang on to it for the steal. Thornton now comes off for Jalen James. And Isaac, who started this game for the first time in a few, his 16th start of the year. 4th in the conference in steals per game at 1.3. Has already had a couple here this evening. Now Brandon Clark has a steal off the inbound. Grabbed it away from the Aggies, and here comes Clark attacking, rising, kicking out to Jalen James. Has to run all the way over to his left. Now sets his feet, tried to throw down low. It's stolen away by the Aggies, and it's McEwen leading the rush. McEwen underneath to Jalen Moore goes in for a 2-hand jam. Those are the types of possessions that the Spartans must take advantage of, and they simply have not in this game. Brown jogging to his right, stopping at the baseline and calling for a timeout for San Jose State. Their second timeout of the game. 49-37, Aggies with the lead over the Spartans. 17-14 remaining in the second half. We'll take the break here from Walt McPherson Court. You're listening to Spartan Basketball from Learfield. It's 49-37, Aggies leading, and they've pushed that lead back out to 12 points over the Spartans, who have not scored in the last 2 minutes and 10 seconds of this opening second half. Spartans taking the timeout, trying to find an answer to Sam Merrill, who has 18 points for Utah State. The player who averages just 8.5 points per game this year, but he has been phenomenal and has been lights out from the field in this one. 8 of 10 from the field in this game. He's 2 of 4 from beyond the arc. 22 minutes and 18 points from him. Shane Rector will come in for the Aggies, and the Spartans will have it coming out of the timeout. J.C. Hillsman will inbound to Isaiah Nichols. Nichols over to the right side. Hillsman gets it back and a dribble handoff around for Welledge. Welledge now to Brown. Moves over to his right. Close out to Welledge. Now into the corner for a Hillsman three. It's an air ball right to Merrill. Merrill looking to his right as he brings it up the far side wing. Pauses for a moment around a quick screen, fires left side for Moore. Tosses underneath for Janicic. Janicic with a right-hand hook shot over the top of Ryan Welledge, and Welledge seemed like he was surprised by it. He dropped it through, though. 10 points for him, another Aggie into double figures. And now it's Brandon Clark jumping into the lane, kicking it outside to Nichols. Nichols to Welledge, the dribble drive, the finger roll wouldn't go. Tipped up into the air and grabbed by Dargenton. Here comes Merrill now, scoops it outside for Shane Rector. Spartans have not been able to finish offensively. Jalen Moore shuffling to his left side, backpedaling away from Nichols. Scoops with the left hand, gives to Moore again from Janicic, and we have an offensive foul called on that screen set. Janicic, his first personal and the first team foul. And the Aggies lead at 51-37. Brandon Mitchell will come back in. Who will give the spark to the Spartans offensively in this half? They're going to need one. Mitchell inbounds to Nichols. Nichols looks to his left. Looking for J.C. Hillsman. He's open. He drives in, cuts through the defense, banks one off the window. It wouldn't go. And J.C. Hillsman to the free throw line. It's the second team foul and the first personal to Shane Rector. And for the first time in this game, Utah State seemed to have a lapse on defense. They left J.C. Hillsman wide open on the perimeter. And J.C., I think a wise play for him. The three ball is not necessarily his game, so saw the opening and took the drive instead. That's not to say he's not a three-point threat, but I think he recognized a better opportunity to score on the drive rather than trying the three. He hits his first free throw, and now the second one is also good. And with his, well, as he shot from the free throw line, that's what you should want to do if you're J.C. Hillsman. Shane Rector gets the inbound with Brandon Clark right on him. Rector plays catch with Dargenton. Now Rector crosses over the half-court line to Merrill. Merrill and Rector holding on to it now. Merrill has it back, looking to his left. Cutters go through the lane. He couldn't get a pass away. Now a crossover and a drop pass down low. Going up for the block and trying to jam that one was Dargenton. Clark was there. Now out comes Mitchell. Mitchell trying to reverse with Nichols. They do to Brown. Brown holding on the wing. Drifts over to his right side, shuffles it back over to Mitchell. Dribble handoff to Hillsman. A lot of contact there. 14 seconds to shoot for JC. Floats it up top in between the circles for Brandon Clark. Mitchell now 8 seconds. Loses his dribble for a moment. Keeps it alive. Scoops it outside to JC Hillsman. 4 seconds to shoot. Takes a deep three and got it. JC Hillsman has 10 for the Spartans, and another three ball for San Jose State makes it a 9-point lead for the Aggies. Jalen Moore open all the way, tries to go in for the reverse lay-in, and beautifully done with English off the glass. Jalen Moore, 5th leading scorer in Mountain West Conference play, and he's got 11, the 4th scorer in double figures this evening for Utah State. Spartans around the perimeter on the angle, gliding over to his left side is Nichols. In the corner, putting it on the floor is Hillsman. He's caught the double team. Loose ball on the floor comes out to Brandon Mitchell, Brandon Clark rather. He angles in through the defense. A lot of contact there. He got one down though. Spartans trying to press, but Rector breaks it relatively easily. Jalen Moore wanted to give it to him on that drive as soon as he got it back. And now Quinn Taylor on a rotation to Merrill. Outside for Taylor's three. That's good. Well, they're not going to miss many opportunities. They have to find a way to slow that unit down. Spartans just cannot stop the Aggies right now. And now we have a foul by Utah State coming against Barnaba. Gore Barnaba commits the personal foul. That's his first and the 4th team foul. And the Spartans will sub in Terrell Brown for Isaac Thornton. Again, the Spartans with an opportunity to try and cut the deficit, maybe make it to a single-digit game. Nichols holding around the right side wing. Shuffles a pass to J.C. Hillsman. Crosses over outside to Welledge. Puts it on the floor. Kick out Hillsman. 3 ball on the way. No. Back iron miss. Jacoby McEwen leading the charge, accelerates after a quick delay, rises with the runner, it was no good. Right to Brandon Clark. Clark out to Nichols, down the lane he comes, outside to Hillsman. He drives into the paint, off the dribble, stuttered for a moment and called for the travel. And again, another opportunity where the Spartans in transition cannot score. Spartans have had so many missed opportunities in transition. Whether it be turnovers, missed shots. Now an inbound that's stolen away by Isaiah Nichols, and he will just drop that one through, almost as if it was thrown right to him. Spartans still pressing, and on the inbound, Sam Merrill forced to call for a timeout. And Utah State will take the break as the Spartans have cut it to 10 with 11:58 remaining in the second half. 59-49, Aggies with the lead. A break in the action from Walt McPherson Court. You're listening to Spartan Basketball from Learfield. Last 8 from the field are Utah State, and they're still shooting just under 60% for the game. They've been on fire. They're 6 of 14 from distance and have really torn up the Spartan defense. The Aggies will inbound coming out of this timeout. They use their second timeout of the game. Jalen Moore waiting to inbound. Spartans still pressing and pursuing on this inbound. It comes to McEwen. McEwen one-on-one with Isaiah Nichols. Will catch a double team now. Long outlet to Rector. Rector pinned by Terrell Brown. Nobody to help him there, so Rector will take it left side. Crossover, bounce to Merrill. Gliding over to his right side, throws underneath. Jalen Moore goes up, and with a hand in his face as he rises for the shot, he was fouled by Isaiah Nichols. Nichols had his hands up, and Jalen Moore, with the speed and lateral movement, I think that Isaiah just couldn't get in proper position to not foul. Jalen Moore goes to the line where he's 82% from the free throw line this season. Free throw good. If this turns into a spot where the Spartans have to hit free throws, the Spartans are the better free throw shooting team, but you got to do a lot of work before then just to try and see if you can limit the offense of Utah State. I can't say that it's a poor shooting night for the Spartans. I thought they've done a nice job attacking the zone defense. And now it's Terrell Brown with the mid-range, kind of guided that shot up there and didn't get it to go short. Not a very confident look from Terrell Brown. Here comes the outlet feed now to Rector. Rector knocks over Terrell Brown, steps back for the mid-range jumper. It was no good, off the glass and collected by J.C. Hillsman of the Spartans. Hillsman's to Nichols. Nichols over to Ryan Welledge. Up fake, drives by, goes to the whack, and finishes with the right hand. Ryan Welledge recognized there was room to drive. And he went right to work. The Spartans down 10, 61-51. Jalen Moore surveying, bouncing to the left side elbow. Janisic trying to back down Ryan Welledge, still backing him down. Jumps in the lane, spins to his right, goes over the top of Welledge. That was no good. Clark the rebound. Here comes Nichols. Up the near side wing, looking for help, crosses over left, waiting for some motion from J.C. Hillsman, and now will run to the right side and stop in between the circles. 17 seconds to shoot for Isaiah Nichols. Outside to Welledge, 3 on the way, and that's an air ball from Ryan Welledge. And not a good look from Ryan Welledge, as he's frustrated with that shot. That was a good look, relatively. And that's one of the possessions that the Spartans, you need to hit those shots. It feels like Spartans just will not be able to come from behind if they keep missing opportunities when Utah State does not score on their possessions, because that has been a rarity in this game. It's still 10 minutes and 20 seconds left, so plenty of time. But you just can't assume that at this clip the Aggies are going to slow down at any point. Rector, left side, bounces down low, stolen away by Brandon Clark. And the Aggies have not scored in 3 minutes now. Hillsman charging up the floor, cut off down low, and he rotates it outside for Terrell Brown. Brown will slow things up, looking to his right. It's Isaiah Nichols now, crosses over to his left, accelerates down the lane, rises up for the runner, it's good. Nichols has 6, and the Spartans once again press. Brown trying to stay with the speedy Shane Rector. That's an intriguing matchup right there. Rector throws it to his left. McEwen holds on with two hands above his shoulders, and now underneath he goes, charging his way down the lane, knocking over J.C. Hillsman was Utah State's Quinn Taylor. And a blocking foul called against J.C. Hillsman. Second personal foul, third team foul for the Spartans. So fresh 30 on the shot clock for the Aggies. And the Spartans, who, well, I guess they're going to call that a shooting foul. So Taylor at the line. His first is good. Quinn Taylor, who was just 52% from the free throw line this year, hits his first. And it's 62-53, Utah State. Second free throw, yes. Spartans have held Utah State to no points from the field in 4 minutes now, and have only been able to pick up just a couple of points. Ryan Welledge, right side Brown now. Brown backs away from his defender with a left-hand dribble, motioning Brandon Clark. Up top, Welledge, dribble handoff Nichols. Nichols to the free throw line, backs up now, crosses over, 8 seconds to shoot, fires for three and got it. They're going to review that play from Isaiah Nichols to see whether or not he was indeed shooting for three. But as it stands right now, it makes it a 63-56 game. Jalen Moore outside, holding his Rector now. Wanting to pressure is Brown. Tried to go for the steal. Rector went right by him. Now dribbles into the paint, and colliding is Brown with Rector. And that's the personal foul against Terrell Brown. I think that, well, they won't review it at this point. I think they'll wait till the media timeout to review the shot from Isaiah Nichols. 63-56, Spartans mounting the comeback. Inbound McEwen, steps back for a three, and it's off the side of the backboard, no good. Grabbed by Hillsman on the rush. Hillsman is fouled out in the open court. And that is the first personal foul to Kobe McEwen. And the Spartans can make this a 5-point game with a basket. Ryan Welledge will inbound with 8:41 remaining. Nichols gets the inbound. Here he comes to the right side. Points out a screen, waits for it with 24 seconds on the shot clock. Nichols jumping over to his right side. Welledge coming up top in between the circles. Welledge looks at the shot clock. Outside Hillsman once more. Over to the ball fake from Nichols. Nichols drives in. It was no good. Brandon Clark to clean it up and flush it down. With two hands, Brandon Clark makes it a 5-point game. Rector on the crossover at midcourt, takes it left side. McEwen holding. McEwen looking. Jalen Moore outside. This crowd back into it now as Rector pushes off. Crosses over, spins a pass on a bounce to Jalen Moore. Mid-range jumper from the baseline, good. Jalen Moore has 15 points, and that hushes the crowd for the time being. Brandon Clark has really yet to get going in this game. He's 10 points. That was the first big basket of this one for BC. Now the lob on the backdoor feed thrown off the rim. Wild pass from Terrell Brown. It was there if the pass was there. But Brandon Clark could not get to it without the rim touching the ball first. Sam Merrill now has it. He backs away, glides over to his right, and a runner off the window is good. Never left his feet either. That was old school right there. He's got 20 points. And the Aggies have quickly made it a 9-point game once more. So Isaiah Nichols will charge down the near side and call for the timeout for San Jose State. Well, the lead was at 1 point 15 for Utah State. The Spartans made it 5, but now it's back to 9 in favor of the Aggies. 7:04 remaining in the second half. You're listening to Spartan Basketball from Learfield. It's a 9-point lead for Utah State over the Spartans, 67-58, a game in which the Aggies have led the entire way through. Spartans have never led this game, and they are shooting 46% from the field. They've played a clean game, only 8 turnovers. The Aggies have been so efficient on offense, hitting 57% of their chances. They're 26 of 46. Spartans had a great opportunity where the Aggies did not score in 4 minutes from the field. Spartans only able to pick up 3 points in that span. Now they did come back and make it a 5-point game, but the Aggies have responded and answered the call and pushed this lead back out to 9. Aggies have scored 24 points in the paint. Dargenton comes back in, and the Spartans with the possession, coming out of the timeout, and 7:04 left in the second half. Nichols waiting to inbound, and he gets it into Brandon Clark on the perimeter. Outside it goes to Welledge, swings it across for Brown, over to Welledge once more, and Welledge on the drive. A foul called against Utah State, and it goes against Quinn Taylor. Quinn Taylor, that's his 4th personal foul, and 7 minutes to play for the Spartans and a fresh shot clock for them. Quinn Taylor will stay in for Utah State. A scoop on the inbound, it's Nichols. Nichols looking for some sort of option, so he jogs over to his right side. Brown gets it back. Nichols, the up fake, deep within the perimeter. Now goes right side around the screen. Welledge gets it. Welledge on the left wing. Welledge with one dribble on a pump fake. Over to the right side, a catch from Terrell Brown. Outside Nichols, ball fakes left, drives to the right side on the lane. High scoop to the hoop was no good, and getting the rebound is Quinn Taylor. Taylor out to Merrill in transition, crosses over, takes it left side, fires the pass underneath, and catching it is Dargenton. He dribbled it out of play. This is the opportunity for San Jose State. The Spartans have to convert offensively when the Aggies have made miscue after miscue. Isaiah Nichols will come out, and Isaac Thornton comes back in. Thornton was the spark for the Spartans in the second half of their last home game against Air Force. Can he be here with the Spartans trailing by 9? Terrell Brown holding the ball at midcourt, low dribble, goes to right side for Hillsman, now to Thornton. Thornton to his right, quick dribble, hand extended, a guard against him, floats it back for Terrell Brown on the perimeter, 10 seconds to shoot. Here comes Welledge on a drive, a step back from the elbow, the jumper no good, rattled around and out. And coming up with the board is Merrill, floats it ahead, catching with 2 hands Dargenton, avoids some contact and gives it outside to Jalen Moore. I think the Aggies can try and slow things up here more and more as time wears on. McEwen around, and now a backdoor feed broken up by Terrell Brown and knocked out of play by the Aggies. And again, this is the opportunity that the Spartans just have not been able to hit shots and pull back close. So Ryan Welledge comes out, Cody Schwartz back in. 2 consecutive possessions resulting in turnovers for the Aggies. This does allow them to set their defense up, but at the same time, the Spartans going with their, I guess, larger lineup right now with Schwartz, Mitchell, and Clark all on the floor right now. Here's Brandon Mitchell on a pivot. To his right side, Terrell Brown around a screen, over to Brandon Mitchell, up fake, thought about the 3, kicks it out for Brown. 8 seconds to shoot for the Spartans, and it's Isaac Thornton taking a deep 3, and he got it! Isaac Thornton with 3 seconds on the shot clock, and Isaac Thornton has done that time and time again this year. Spartans down by 6. Jalen Moore around for Merrill. Merrill over to the right side, McEwen, waiting for a screen, got it, has a mismatch with Clark. Close out from Thornton, knocking down his defender and going right over the top and making it is Janisic. Terrell Brown wanted to go fast, couldn't do it. He was cut off at midcourt, and it's an 8-point lead for the Aggies. Coach Wojcik calling out a play. And Brown waiting to make a move here. 12 seconds to shoot now. Terrell to Cody Schwartz. Terrell Brown gets it back, takes the 3, back iron miss. And the Spartans took too much time to get a shot like that on that possession. Too much time for not a good look, really. And time is not on the Spartan side right now. 4:15 to play. An 8-point lead. It's Merrill backing away from Brandon Clark. Clark backpedaling. Merrill takes him right side, gets Mitchell on a switch, scoops it outside. Jalen Moore hoists up a three. Air ball grabbed by Clark. Clark in the middle of the floor, goes to Thornton. Thornton crosses over to his right side, bounces it down low, stolen away by the Aggies. Dargenton takes that one away. McEwen out on the rush, in tight, and they bank it home with Janicic. And again, those have been the chances. They have been there, and they have been very evident. The Spartans just have not executed. Thornton now, right side wing. Shuffle point game. Another press. Jalen Moore trying to break it. Long outlet feed, and closing out is Brandon Mitchell, or rather Brandon Clark on Janicic. 1:50 to play. Rector, right side, Jalen Moore. Crowd getting into it once more. Rector on the perimeter. Rector looking for options. 10 seconds to shoot. Outside it comes to McEwen. 5 seconds to shoot. McEwen crosses over, steps back, had that ball blocked in the air, and a foul called shooting the three as McEwen attempted that shot. A late whistle, and Brandon Clark is called for the foul. Coach Wojcik saying, hey, he kicked his leg out. And McEwen will go to the free throw line. McEwen, who is 70% from the line this year, second time going to the free throw line for 3 in this game. Hits the first. Boy, what a big call that is. His second free throw. Got it. Oh, what a big moment that was right there. 73-66. And although it was a long shot, the Spartans had hope if they could get a stop on that possession. He did not make the third, so he got 2 of the 3, and the Spartans forced to push once more. Nichols now driving. Looks over to his right side. It's Wellage putting it on the floor. He got one up and down with a left hand. Ryan Wellage, that was a great take to the rim right there. Now a long pass, jumping up to receive it was Dargenton. Just got up to get to that basketball. Long outlet feed on a bounce to Jalen Moore, and Moore reverses it to McEwen. 17 seconds to shoot, and they'll go up and foul Shane Rector. Rector, that was the 6th team foul for the Spartans, and 10th, or rather 3rd for Isaiah Nichols. Spartans trying to sort things out on who they want to be on the court right now. Mitchell will come in for Wellage. Brandon Clark will guard on the inbound with 1:05 to play in a 5-point game. 73-68 Aggies. Here comes the inbound to Merrill. Merrill bounces it to the right side, going up to try and block. Quinn Taylor was J.C. Hillsman. The Spartans want to foul Shane Rector, and they run up to do it. The Spartans need to hope for some free throw misses here. 57 seconds left. And Shane Rector, who is 66% from the line this year, will go for the 1-and-1. Wellage comes in. Mitchell comes out. Utah State has not scored in 3 minutes from the field. Here comes Rector. And he got his first one to go as it rolled around the rim for a while. Isaac Thornton comes out for Isaiah Nichols. And now the second one to make it a 7-point game, and he does. Got it. Here comes Nichols. Spartans need a quick basket. Any way you slice it. Ryan Wellage trying to drive in, goes up, tried to bank it down. He got fouled on the way to the rim, but couldn't get the shot to go. At least the Spartans can score with the clock stopped right now, though. The Spartans will play the foul game right now. Try and make up what they can. Right now, though, Wellage has to hit his free throws. First free throw from Ryan Wellage he got. Ryan Wellage with a tremendous second half for the Spartans. He got 10 in the second half, 17 overall in the game for Ryan Welledge, for the player that has really come on and is finishing this regular season strong. He's shooting over 50% from the field in the last 6 games. Second free throw is pure from Ryan Welledge. Welledge will come out, Brandon Mitchell will come in, and it's back to a 5-point game for the Aggies. Spartans will press on the inbound. Mitchell guarding, and the inbound comes to Rector. Rector pinned in the corner, and Rector will call for a timeout on the baseline with 49 seconds remaining in this one. That's the Aggies' 3rd timeout. They'll have 1 remaining. The Spartans have 1 as well. It'll be a full timeout for Utah State with 49 seconds left in this second half. 75-70, the Spartans' chances have been frequent in this second half, but the baskets off of those chances have not been frequent. Utah State has not scored from the field in the last 3 minutes. Spartans have cut the deficit to 5, but have not been able to push anywhere past that in this second half, where they've been down to as many as 15 points. San Jose State has only turned the ball over 10 times, and a total for the Spartans of 20 rebounds to the 27 rebounds for Utah State. But the Aggies, who are starting to cool off, at least offensively, they were over 60% from the field for a majority of this game, now at 55% from the field, 28 of 51, and 6 of 17 from beyond the arc in this game, where the Aggies haven't attempted as many threes, therefore haven't really made as many. They just made 2 in this second half. The Spartans will come out of the timeout with Clark, Nichols, Hillsman, Mitchell, and Thornton on the floor. It'll be Merrill, Rector, Taylor, McEwen, and Moore for the Aggies. Spartans with 49 seconds remaining in this game and down by 5. Mitchell guarding the inbound. Jalen Moore looking for options, looking, throws it into Merrill, who catches and breaks across the half-court line. Stolen away by Isaac Thornton, out to J.C. Hillsman. Hillsman scoops it back for Brandon Clark, goes to the right side, and laying it in is Hillsman. Brandon Clark, though, called for the travel on the drive. That was the chance to make it a single possession game. And now almost another steal from the Spartans. Brandon Mitchell, though, trying for the foul, almost swiped that ball free. Mitchell called for the foul, and it will be McEwen going to the line. You can't give the Spartans many more chances than they've had in this game. And just their 11th turnover was perhaps their biggest of the game. Assuming that Spartans would have scored on that lay-in, which the basket was good, it would have made it a 3-point game with 39 seconds left. Talking a single possession with plenty of time, and still the Aggies just shooting 1-1. But not the case. Now the Spartans will have to hope for some free throw miscues. McEwen, who is 6 of 7 from the line in this game, hits his first. And that's the 20th point of the game for Kobe McEwen, the freshman. He and Sam Merrill both with 20 points. And now McEwen lines up the second free throw, and it's good. The Spartans trying to force the issue here very quickly. Ryan Welledge on the right side. Ryan Welledge driving in, runner no good, tipped up into the air and knocked out of play off the Aggies. 30 seconds remain in this basketball game. And if the Spartans want any hope of trying to complete this comeback, they've got to get a quick basket here. It doesn't matter if it's a 2 or a 3. They're hope fading right now. It's Ryan Welledge driving with a left-hand dribble and floats one up, rattles around, no good, falling off the right side of the rim. A foul on the play, though, comes up against Quinn Taylor on the box out, and the Spartans will go to the free throw line with 25 seconds left. Quinn Taylor is just fouled out of this basketball game as well. Quinn Taylor will take a seat. Janisic will come in. So it's Isaiah Nichols to the line. And at this point, you have to, if you're Isaiah Nichols, I think, hit your first and then see if you can get a rebound on the second one. He misses his first, and it is no rebound. It goes to the Aggies, and McEwen grabs it as he is fouled by Brandon Clark. In a 7-point game with 23 seconds left. Wellage comes in, Mitchell comes out, Nichols comes out as well, Terrell Brown back in. Brandon Clark's third personal foul, and that will send some Spartan fans to the exits as McEwen back at the line. 21 from McEwen, 20 from Merrill, 15 from Jalen Moore, and Janicic with 14 points overall in this one. And the Aggies, who have not won a road conference game yet this year, are right about there. The Aggies, who have won 18 consecutive meetings between these two schools. Second free throw from McEwen falls. Spartans out to Brown, Brown to Clark. Clark jumps over to the timeline, throws it right side for Brown, out to Wellage. Wellage behind the back dribble, down the lane he comes, right-hand floater wouldn't go, tipped back up by Hillsman, no good. Wellage the offensive rebound, the putback with 11 seconds left. And Coach Wojcik calls for his final timeout with 11 seconds and a 79-72 Aggie lead. The Aggies have not needed shots from the field in the last 4 minutes. They haven't had points from the field in the last 4 minutes, but they've offset that lack of scoring with scoring from the free throw line. And the Aggies, boy, you talk about the future of this Utah State team. Of course, you obviously lose Jalen Moore, which is a big loss, but the young talent on this team is perhaps some of the best in the Mountain West Conference, with McEwen and Merrill leading the way as freshmen, both over 20 in this game. Janicic, the sophomore, he has 14. And you have guys like Dargenton, who started as a sophomore, redshirt sophomore. There's Quinn Taylor, a sophomore. Man, this is a loaded team and a young team. I think just trying to figure out ways to win this year, and that's where some of their struggles have come. How to play as a cohesive unit. And they have played a lot of close games, but haven't pushed through on the road just yet. And now trying to finish this one out, up 79-72. Spartans will guard on the inbound, Jalen Moore against Brandon Mitchell. And this is really the last chance. The Spartans have to try and get themselves a steal. Outlet pass to Merrill. Merrill will bring it across the timeline, and the Spartans will foul Merrill with 6 seconds remaining. J.C. Hillsman called for the personal foul, and Merrill goes to the line for 2. Merrill, the best free throw shooter on the team. First free throw good. Be fitting if he could finish with the same as McEwen. He hits both. Check that. McEwen has 23. Merrill has 22 now. Terrell Brown will get a final shot over to J.C. Hillsman. He hits the 3 at the buzzer. But the Spartans will fall at home. The first road win of the year in conference play for the Utah State Aggies comes in an 81-75 victory over the Spartans. San Jose State falling to 14-12 this year, 7-8 in conference play. The Aggies of Utah State improving to 12-15 overall, 6-10 in Mountain West Conference play. The Aggies with the youth and the freshman guards doing a number on San Jose State here this evening. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Invite you to stay tuned for the post-game show. We'll review the stats from this one, take a look at the out-of-town scores, and have an interview with San Jose State head coach Dave Wojcik. That's to come when we return to the event center, where once again the final score, the Aggies 81, the Spartans 75. Post-game show coming your way when we return. You're listening to Spartan Basketball from Learfield. 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 Learfield.